Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: what if it all burned down? So this happened a couple of days ago, and I believe that if I have shared it, you're hearing it twice, but a different context, folks. And that is the story of the house that burnt down in our neighborhood. Now, this is just recently, within about 5 days of this recording right now, that I was taking my son Wyatt to school. And when we were going to school, we saw fire trucks, and eventually we would see the house that had burned down. And it was a very emotional moment for both of us. We both teared up and had to have a discussion about it on the way to school. And now as I'm, 4 or 5 days removed, I guess 4 days removed actually, as I'm 4 days removed from this event, there's one thing that really strikes a chord with me now, because when it happened, it was, what can we do? How can we help? This is happening during the holidays. There's got to be some way that we can help and reach out to this person. And now I'm in this place, and we still want to help, but now I'm in this place that says, what if that happened? What if it happened to me, God forbid, or what if it happened to you, God forbid, that all of a sudden, like, this horrible event would take place and it all burned down. And it brings up, and this is something that a coach of mine, even present day, still one of my coaches, had made a comment that if you were to lose it all, and I want you to really, really hear this statement. If you were to lose it all today, and you had to pack up your family in your vehicle, and by the way, I think both vehicles were damaged in this, so they didn't even have a vehicle. But if you were to lose it all today, and you had to pack up your family in a vehicle and go live, down underneath a bridge, would you be the happiest family there? Now, I don't want you to say, oh, this is the most ridiculous thing I've heard. If you just lost everything, what's there to be happy about? No. Just get out of your own head. The whole point of this is very simple. Is that if you lost it all, do you have enough connection and harmony in your life that you can sit there and just be? That you can be grateful, that you can be with your family, that you know that the things in life are going to and will be replaced, but that the most precious thing that we have is the relationships. That we're connected to our children, we're connected to our spouses or significant others. That if you were sitting in that viaduct and you were sitting there with your family in the car, and you say, okay, we got to find a way to make the best out of this. Is it going to turn into a situation where you make the best out of it and you connect and you love on each other? Or is it just another freaking disaster? And now maybe dad is out there trying to get money, not to raise the family, but to sedate by drinking. The question has to be answered by you. What would your life look like if that were to happen? And it's hard. It is so hard. How can you do that? Well, I don't live that way. I have a house right now. I have my family. I don't even want to have to think that way, Troy. This is horrible. But the point of the scenario becomes this. If you look at it and you realize that you're a person who is a high-stress individual, and you realize that you are a person who sedates through TV, alcohol, drugs, sleep, you have to sleep a lot when shit goes sideways. If you're a person who looks for active ways to sedate instead of connecting with your family when the shit hits the fan, it's time to change your ways. If you're a person who finds a way to prioritize connection in your life with your family, if you're a person who finds a way to prioritize taking care of themselves, if you're that person, if you're that spiritual person who's connected in terms of maybe meditation or prayer, going to church and being at one with God, if you're that person, and you're a person who takes care of yourself, and you're a person who has had success in business, or knows how to make money, knows how to hustle, knows how to get it done, if you're that person and you're connected to your family, and you're connected to them, you're solid, right? You're going to be okay. If you're not, then you become exposed. And you become exposed for the areas that you said were working, but aren't. You become exposed for the areas that you said were working, but they are not. And so as I ask you to consider today putting yourself in that situation, I do it for the reason of basically taking an inventory of your life. You take a look at your life and the way that you're living today, and you say, okay, is the way that I'm living today something that will promote a happy family life? Whether I am broke or whether I am nailing it right now. Am I living in such a way that I'm living strong in the 4 domains of life? And those 4 domains being body, my health, and my nutrition, being my spirituality and connection to God, balance, my relationship with my spouse, significant other, and kids, and business, my business that I'm running and the bank accounts that I have. See, if you're living and clicking in those 4, then what I know is that if something were to happen, you'd be okay. And you know you'd be okay too. If you're not clicking in those areas, if you find that you're deficient in 2 of those areas, if you find that you're deficient in 3 of those areas, if you find that you're 3 out of 4, if you find 3 out of 4 has a better chance than a 1 out of 4 does. If you find that you're not connected in those areas, then this is very simple today. You take a look at body, being, balance, and business, and you pick one specific area in your life, and you say, I'm going to commit to this one thing for the next 5 days. That's it, just 5 days. Pick 5 days and commit to that one thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pour into my wife. I'm going to write her a note every single day that tells her how much I love, honor, and appreciate her. Every single day. I'm not asking her to respond. I'm not asking her to tell me that was sweet. I'm not asking for her to put out. I'm not asking for a blowjob. I'm not asking for anything. What am I asking for? I am merely asking for nothing. What I am doing is pouring into my wife so that she knows how much I love, respect, and honor her. That's it. Maybe it's your kids and you realize you don't have a connection with them. So you implement the 90-second rule, 90 seconds of fun, we call it. And you sit down right now and you tell your kids that they can call 90 seconds of fun anytime, any day, and that will immediately elicit a response from you that says, we are going to go play. That's right, it is playtime, and we will play for 90 seconds. Side note, it's always longer than 90 seconds. And you will go play for 90 seconds. You will be silly. You will have dance parties. You will be silly, goofy, and fun for your children, creating connection and balance, a balance that is worthy of sustaining and handling any storms. So I don't know where the area is for you, but I do know that when you start to live a balance, or what I like to call harmony in the 4 dimensions of life, you can weather any storm. If you're not living in harmony, those storms can literally rip the foundation of your home away. So that's all I've got for you here today, folks. This has been the Commit and Go podcast. Hey, if you haven't already, please head on over to commitandgo.com. I've got a free gap map there for you. The gap map is simply a blueprint to help you to get from where you are to where it is that you want to go. It's also got a tutorial video that's going to help walk you through it. It's going to help you in 2019 and beyond to get from where you are to where you want to go and hit your targets. Now, what I'm also asking is, if you haven't subscribed, please do, and please be willing to rate and even review this podcast. And if you haven't shared it with friends, please do. This is on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action to create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time. Bye-bye.